Hey,
Hey,
can you,
finally.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Let me just turn it up a bit. Bloody
Hi,
Mercury retro.
everyone.
Hi,
Yes,
everyone.
Mercury retrograde.
Bloody Mercury retrograde. How are you, empath?
I'm fine, Nikki-K. How are you?
Oh, I love the weather. It's nice outside.
It's cool. It's cool. It's cool outside. Yesterday was very hot.
Very
Um,
hot.
Hope all is well with you guys. We are in Cancer season, aren't we,
Yeah.
Nikki-K?
Yes, we are.
So today we're going to be discussing the sign that is Cancer. And also, thank you guys for joining us. This is me and Nikki-K series entitled Spilling the Tea on Astrology, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let's get cracking on, Nikki-K. Let's talk about
Okay.
the sun sign Cancer.
Okay. The sun sign Cancer. I got to put my glasses on.
You know
I'm
what? I
getting
just put
on. I'm
mine on
getting
as well,
on.
you know.
I'm getting
Listen,
on. I'm getting on.
don't look a day over 25, sis. Trust
Oh,
me.
come on, stop it,
Looking
stop
good.
it. So, Cancer is the fourth sign of the zodiac.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cardinal sign. Cardinal means each star sign has a group. So you have that the leadership, they're cardinal. Then you've got communicators, and you've got the mutable. So the cardinal signs are Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, and Aries. And they all represent all the elements of the sign. So Cancer is like the leader in the water signs. It's the fourth house, which rules like roots, past belongings, also rules inheritance as well. And they also taking care of people. Cancers are maternal. They're very maternal. They're the mothers of the zodiac, and they are traditional because of the opposite in Capricorn. Home and money and home and memory are very, are great Cancer themes. They like to, not say they like to, but they think of the past a lot. They are ruled by the past. And that obviously is to do with Capricorn as well. These are the Cancer themes. They have great memory as well.
Yes, they do.
Lots of, like they can bring up a past pain from all 50 years ago.
Yeah.
And,
I've got a Cancer moon, so I should know.
and I'm Cancer rising, so yeah, it's one of the good and bad
With
things.
Cancerians, with okay, so with that, let's talk about the positive attributes of Cancer. So
Mm.
you did touch upon them being like the mothers of the zodiac, and obviously
Mm-hmm.
they're opposing Capricorn, and Capricorn's the father of the zodiac. So they are
Mm-hmm.
like the mum and dad, you know what I mean? But one of the positive attributes of Cancers, they are nurturing, intuitive, caring, sensitive, but like we'll go on to the negative aspects in a minute. Sentimental, very protective, loving, and what else would you say for
Creative.
positive attributes? Yeah, they are actually.
They're very creative, like emotionally. A lot of like, especially Cancers, whether it's sun, moon, or rising, they make good writers. Like Stephen King, he's Cancer rising.
Oh,
Excuse me.
really?
Yeah, he's Cancer, and so is Meghan Markle. She's Cancer rising.
Okay.
They're very, especially in writing, they're very emotive in how they write. Like, look at Stephen King. He
Yes.
probably brings up past memories, and
He's a genius.
he's a genius. They're faithful, they're loving, and they got very good intuition as well.
Yes.
They got very good intuition. They're feelers.
So they can
They
hone into someone's needs and emotions, and yeah,
they're very
but
good
not to
feelers.
turn that inwardly. That's the negative attributes. So let's talk about the negative attributes, because you did mention something about holding on to the past, and I did say I've got a Cancer moon. I can vouch for that. Do you know what I mean? But there comes a time you have to release. So what would you say about that, Nikki-K, with the negative attributes about a
They're
Cancerian?
good that they can be very moody,
Mm-hmm.
very moody, clingy,
Okay.
unpredictable, suspicious,
Mm.
resentful. One rule for you, another one rule for me, another one for you.
Mm.
Don't get me wrong. Like you got Cancer moon, I've got Cancer rising. So
Yes.
I think when you got the moon, you can feel I think more the sun have these attributes more than the actual ascendant and moon. But I think the moon and ascendant is more to do with, you know, that you got those attributes, but I think the sun will use it more. The moon and the ascendant won't use it. They'll know that they could, but I think, you know, I think depending on your sign, you know that if you did, this could happen to you. But whereas the sun would just be like, I'm the sun, I can do this.
This is my natural.
Do you know what I mean? And also you got to think of, sort of definitely, and also you got to think of all the deacons. You got the early Cancer, which is June. You got the mid Cancer, which is like, you know, the 1st to like the 10th of June, July. Then you got like the late Cancer, so they're all very different. Do you know what I mean?
They are different.
You know, because your moon is like, your moon is like first deacon. It's like Gemini. It's got the Gemini attributes. My moon is second deacon ish. No. Let's not go there.
Yeah.
I'm second deacon, so that's Pluto. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, like scorpionic sort of intensity.
Very. And you got the last sort of, which is like Neptune, so they can probably use it more.
Like the manipulation and stuff, you'll say, with the Neptunian, because they're dealing with Pisces energy as well. And I remember the two fishes swim up opposite sides. So interesting. So yeah, we touched upon that, and you know, as some of you guys may know, that we are experiencing an eclipse in Cancer at the moment, and NIKKI-K actually has a video on that. But could you just give the listeners a bit of a rundown about what this eclipse entails and what it will mean for their sign, please?
Okay, let me just look at my trusty notes. So this eclipse is
rising in Cancer. That's the rising.
It's true, you know, and I've got a lot of planets in Virgo, so I didn't really think I'll be making notes like that, but obviously you never know. But this eclipse is 0 degrees. We had it on, what was it, Sunday?
Last week, yeah, it was intense last week, wasn't it?
It was very intense because it's 0 degrees, and 0 degrees is the critical degrees of the zodiac. 0 to 29 degrees is very critical. I will say that you know, the solar eclipse in Cancer, it's coincide with the summer solstice, which we have now. So like the summer, depending on where you are, it will be big changes, especially for like cardinal signs, so like Capricorn, Libra, you know, Aries and Cancer. So if you're like born in the early, when it just turned into that sign. Also mutable signs, which is like Gemini, Virgo, Pisces and Sagittarius. If you're born in the last degrees, it's going to really affect you. You know, so it's very karmatic. Very karmatic. You know, it's time for you guys, and lots of karmatic and fated events happens at this time, you know, and this lasts between 18 months. So it's going to come out in 2022.
The energies of this eclipse, you mean, will last 18 months?
And also,
when was the last time we had this specific eclipse?
No, they said it was 6 months to a year. Sorry, 6 months to a year.
Yeah, 6 months, yeah. But when we had this specific eclipse at 0 degrees I remember speaking to you, was it 2001 we had this same eclipse? So what month was that? Was it
it might have been... going back, because this is 18 years now, so it was like when we had the 9/11.
Okay.
That was a very traumatic time, especially in America, and also, you know, lives were turned upside down, you know, because it's coming from not only just it's also coming from the Gemini degree as well, you know. So this also is fated because it's because of the Jupiter and Pluto conjunction, which is in Capricorn. So it's opposing the Capricorn Pluto and conjunction, and also on the 29th, you know, we have major change is inevitable, you know. So if you're
29th of June, 29th of June,
you know, no, sorry, yeah, so we have Mars is in Pisces, but now it's in Aries, so it's going to square Aries. So there's a lot of major upheavals happening, you know.
Okay.
But I will say that this eclipse is not only, it'll bring big change, but it will be going with like the Cancer themes of feeling. So with the
Yeah.
Mars energy, our energies are gonna be more heightened. It's gonna be more fiery time because it's squaring Cancer. So we may
Okay.
feel, oh, I want to be with my family. But then you got this energy that's like, bam. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's
Opposing
good.
that.
Definitely, it's gonna be a lot of upheaval.
But you
You
did
know,
mention before that this is a time, because we are experiencing the eclipse, this is a time for us to get in touch with our feelings and emotions. You did say that. So we can't escape
definitely,
it, especially for those that try to escape getting in touch with their feelings and emotions. Maybe ear signs more, and if you haven't got a lot of water in your chart, it might be a very difficult time, being faced with things that you try to repress at this time as well. Wouldn't you agree, NIKKI-K?
definitely, and also we have Mercury in Cancer. It's going direct soon as
Okay.
well. It's retrograde at the moment.
Thank
So
gosh. Seriously, guys, I don't know how you guys are coping with the retrograde, but yeah, the show must go on, as they say. What can you do?
yeah, it's Mercury's in Cancer, so it's very emotional. Like your thoughts are going to be like very watery, very emotional. Obviously depend on like where your what house it is in your chart, but there's lots of squares going on, but with this eclipse it is about feeling, getting in touch with our roots, being, Cancerian. Some of us might feel to be at home more, cooking more, taking care of our family, being more maternal, breeding. These are the
Okay.
themes that are going to come up, but
And,
also
and yeah, you will
go on.
find that a lot after this epidemic. I don't want to focus too much on the epidemic, but you will find a lot of people will come out of this pregnant.
Mm.
You're going to see that a
It's
lot.
it's a deep Cancer. There's gonna be waves of emotion, guys. I also believe if you're going to do, like, if you've done any rituals for this, really, um, one of the to feel if you find it very hard, because whether you want to feel, whether you like it or not, it's gonna be you're gonna be forced to feel. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is the time.
Emotional, lots of tears, and tears is release.
And purging,
Lots of
definitely
pain.
purging.
Are we still in that eclipse gate still, or the gate's gone? What would you say, empath?
For the Capricorn one,
No,
or the
the Cancer.
yeah, it's still there. It's just fresh. It just came last week, so it's still there.
So people can
Obviously,
still do their ritual.
as the months progress, then obviously we'll be more embedded in it. But at the same time, I just feel like it's still fresh because it was just last week. But people can still manifest. They can still write out they can still write out what they want to bring into their
Mm,
life. They can still do that. I still think the gateway is open somewhat. That's my personal feeling. You know what I mean? But don't wait too long.
like
I think
two
this is
weeks,
the best.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe even 2 weeks. That could be, the timeline. Just to
Mm,
manifest, just to be in that timeline, just to write down in the present tense what you would like, as though you're living it and as though you have it now. Feel it, believe it, and visualize it, and it will come to you. It might not come to you at the time that you expect it to come, but it
mm,
will come to you. But you have to have that self-belief also. So yeah, definitely.
definitely
Yeah,
feel. Yeah, that's the theme,
definitely.
guys. Feeling is the theme.
And also definitely, and also NIKKI-K, if people want to find out how it's going to affect their sign, how can they find this out from
Well,
your channel?
it is on my channel, but I'll just say a little bit what it means for each sign. So like
Hmm.
for Aries, it's your fourth house. So that's like, fated new beginnings in your home environment. Moving, changing, your health as well. It's to do with like your roots as well. So you might be getting more in contact with like your family roots, speaking more to mom, Taurus is your third house, is communication. So this is more to like going, if you're a writer, for instance, now's the time to start writing. You might find that your writing is more emotional at this time, and also you'll be probably speaking more to like your siblings as well, getting a new relationship with your siblings. Cancer is your second house. This is like your money and income. So you may be trying to find ways to start like earning more money, whether it's like through social media or just getting a new job. Cancer is your first house, so it's your body. You may decide to just change everything in your body, how you look, how you eat, change your hair color. You know, there'll be a big push for that. Leo,
overall transformation.
overall transformation. I think, are you feeling that?
Yeah, somewhat, but I think it may affect Cancer suns more, and especially
Yeah.
because we're in their birthday season. It's going to be like, you know, I need to change, you know. And every birthday, anyway, you do always want to level up at some point, anyway, for yourself. So I think the Cancers will be feeling that more. Emotionally, I'm not. Let me see how it goes. Let me see how it goes. Still early days.
Well, speaking of emotionally, Leo's your 12th house. So this is for the next 6 months to a year, you know. So this is going to be about spiritual practice, overhauling spiritual practice. If you're not doing anything to do with spirituality, you may start doing it now. You know, like, but be mindful, because, you know, 12th house is hidden enemies. So, you know, you might have an enemy that you need to expunge, or they might just be expunged. It's eclipse, it'll be come out your life. But in terms of spirituality, be more to do with like honing. If you are doing it, honing it. Spiritual practice,
honing your own spirituality.
Definitely, it's like, if you're doing tarot, that's spiritual. Astrology is spiritual. But if you want to go deeper, you might decide to do meditation, do some type of yoga, you know.
Which
also,
I have been doing meditating again. I actually absolutely love it.
That's good.
So I have been. This is before the whole eclipse thing. I've been on and off with it, but now more so, I will delve more into it and take that time out for me and just focus on that. So
the North Node also is in Cancer's 12th house.
Okay, so
the next
double
18
whammy
months.
for me.
Yeah, double whammy, you know. Virgo's your 11th house, so like new groups, new social, you know, new social groups as well. It's also like new friends, the right people come into your life at this time. Libra, this is the 10th house, which is like career, new career. You might even want to create something new. If you are doing something working for yourself, now's the time to like really revise it, hone it as well, so you can put it out to the world. You might decide just to work for yourself as well. Scorpio, your 9th house, this is very powerful. You know, you'll get new powerful downloads to you know, writing, publishing, you know, learning, higher learning. You might even decide to like go traveling. The gates are quite open now for that, but be careful. Sagittarius is your 8th house, so like lots of like, you know, past old hurts can come up at this time. 8th house is ruled by Scorpio. You know, new investments. If you are a new loan, if you want a new loan, you can get a loan at this time. Also joint finances. So if you're working, you know, if you've got a partner, now's the time. If you want to grow your money, now's the time to like sort of combine your resources together.
Yes.
Capricorn, this is 7th house, and new beginnings in relationships, exciting new relationships as well, Capricorn. You know, new business contracts as well. If you may be signing lots of contracts at this time, but really work on your relationships, really communicate, because sometimes your partner doesn't actually know what you're thinking. Aquarius, this is your 6th house, so this is like new workout regimes, new responsibilities in work, really boundaries as well. Some people might be taking the mic now to set boundaries, but also in order for you to work as hard, you need to have a healthy mind and a healthy body. Pisces, your 5th house, so new love, pregnancy can come as well. New beginnings for your children, a new passion, new creative passion. Have fun with your kids, have fun with yourself, create, Pisces. You know, and yeah, and also something could be let go karmatically as well. So those,
and also you mentioned all the signs. Sorry, Nikki-K, you mentioned all the signs, and that is also for if it's your moon, your rising, your Mars, your Venus, not just your sun. Okay, butterflies, not just your sun. So look to see where your moon, your Mars, your Venus is in all those signs that Nikki-K just said. Obviously, for some of you, you may not understand this yet, but I feel some of you do understand. So just don't just think because I'm the sun in Cancer, it's going to affect my 1st house. No, what is your rising? Is your rising in Taurus? Now look at Taurus and, you know, just see how it's going to affect you. But ultimately, guys, we have the last say because it's our story and we rule our own destiny. But at the same time, it is a guide, and it is a good guide, because when I look back in my life at certain events and so forth, certain planets were in certain positions, and I think, aha, that's why that happened. Or, you know, like the progress chart as well. I know we're going off topic, guys. Please stay with me. I know I'm going around the motorway with this. Please stay with me. Like the progress chart, for instance, from the age of 1 to 16, I was more Leo, right? We'll discuss the progress chart on another on another video, right? I was more Leo, but when I was 16, my sign went into Virgo, so I'm more Virgo-like now. And I'm thinking, but why was I so like loud and just show off when I was younger? But these, you know, basically what I'm saying is that yes, on one hand, you know, some people can say, oh, don't use astrology, but I'm saying for myself, everyone's an individual. When I look back, it does make sense and it does align. So these things are important to know. Okay?
Also, guys, empath is going through her North Node return.
Hey, Gemini North Node in the house.
So you might see a lot more of empath.
Hey, my butterflies.
Third house. But yeah, we'll definitely do a video on progress charts, because it's really, and also you know, with astrology it's so broad, you know, there's a lot you're going to learn with us, guys. There's another one that's perfections year chart, you know, and that comes every 12 years, you know,
every 12 years.
So from the age of 12, you said like the first house, you know, so whatever.
That sounds interesting.
So like when I was 12, it was a Cancer for me. When I was 13, it was, you know, Cancer again. When I was 14, it was in like my third house of Leo, because I'm ruled by Leo. My fifth house, it was Virgo. So every 12 years, it goes around and around. So this year, I'm in my fifth house.
And what's that? The Pisces?
No, in my for the progression chart, it's in my fifth. No, yes, it's in Libra.
Yes, yes.
So that's like creativity in kids, having fun, you know, doing things like you do creative, and that lasts for a whole year. So next year I'll be in my sixth house, you know. So you just got, but these things we will discuss, guys. We're going to be doing all these things, you know. We got a lot to do this year, you know, especially North Node this year. A lot to do,
and you know, let's talk about some of the. Before you
say that, empath, sorry, you know, we have to talk about the 3 types of cancers. I've got down here, like, you know, like you're like, you know, like first deacon.
That's Neptunian, isn't
it? No, the first deacon is June. It's like Venus, the moon, is creativity and romance. The second deacon, which is 10 to 19, is Mercury, Pluto. So that's like mental intellect, literacy. Okay. And then you've got the last deacon, which is the moon, Pisces. Spirituality, clairvoyance, and psychic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was wow, when I saw that. So that actually makes sense, you know, because sometimes you do find with a lot of people that are like, especially second deacon, like I'm going back to Meghan Markle and what's his name? Stephen King. They are, you know, especially when she speaks, it's very like, I need to hear more.
Engaging.
Very engaging. And when he writes, he just, we've seen on the TV, like it. We want to know more.
He's just a genius. Like, not even it, right? What's the other one? No Misery. Sorry, guys, this is not becoming a cinema show, but I've got Misery on DVD, and I've seen it when I was younger, and I watched it again, and I'm like,
this is too much.
The woman's an amazing actress, but I'm like, Stephen King's mind is just out there, isn't it? He's a genius.
Obviously, there's more to do as well with his chart. You know, he's like Libra, Scorpio,
Virgo Libra and stuff.
He's Virgo, Libra.
He's like the 21st. Okay.
Yeah. So, but obviously, you know, when you hear that people, especially with their ascendants, Cancer, it sort of makes sense because he appears very serene.
He's got an innocent face, hasn't he? He has got an innocent face, isn't it?
And also Steven Spielberg, he's Cancer rising too, you know.
Oh, he's E.T.
Yeah, so it's like the Cancer creativity, they are emoting what they're feeling and they're putting it out there. Just what I'm saying. So even with E.T., you cry.
Yeah, you know? So very sad film.
It's very sad, but you can see like their feeling is in their work. And that is a Cancer thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Even with Stephen King, even though it's scary, I can't watch the original. Please.
I can never.
It's too much.
Too much. It is.
Look at her face.
It's really too much. So what would you say, like, the likes, the sort of jobs that a Cancerian will do? Because I feel like, okay, home life, you know, being a parent doesn't just mean you can be a parent, but I think that they will make great parents. Decorating, DIY, amazing cooks, maybe being a chef. What would you say?
I'll say also writing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you're a Cancer moon, a Cancer rising, please, you need to execute your creativity. You need to execute, you know, you need to get your emotions out, because Cancerians and, you know, moon in Cancer rising, you know, even Venus in Cancer, when it comes to emoting on paper, like, their emotions come out. They make one of the greatest, you know, storytellers, I should say. Storytellers.
They do. Because when you're reading what they've written, it's like you're in there.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? You're like you're reading what you're in there. But I think with Cancers, because some Cancers suffer from depression, and I think that is to do with like the moon and the moods.
Okay.
So if they channel that, the moods, if they can, because sometimes with Cancers, they get so down and you know, like the moods, it's very hard for them to actually do anything.
Okay.
So I think when Cancers are like that, I would advise them, depending, but don't do anything if you feel like that. But if you do feel that little itch to do something, try and do something creative. Even watch a nice movie with hot cocoa, you know, or even write down how you're feeling. If you can't emote to someone, write down how you're feeling. You make good
journal.
writing. And I'm not being biased. We're like Cancer moon and Cancer rising, but it's a fact. But with Cancer, like Taurus, don't push them.
No.
You know, empath. You know, it's not to be.
I'm my hardest. I'm my hardest critic. I'm my hardest critic, and I'm my hardest competitor. I always try to compete with myself. Like, okay, if I done something good, it's like, okay, I've got to top myself now, because I've done that, so I need to top myself. So that can be seen as being too hard on yourself, but
no, the thing is, I think in life everyone needs to go with their own energy. I think you know, like, society dictates what we should, but I think following the Cancer theme, you go with how you feel. Like
I've got Mars trine Jupiter, so I think that's within me to want to better myself all the time.
Better yourself. You must better yourself. And I think for me personally, as a Cancer rising, it's taken me a long time to do certain things, but I know, because my descendant is Capricorn, I'm going to put it out there. It has to be proper. I've got Virgo in my chart. It has to be proper. And, you know, Virgo's rules Cancer's talking, you know? So if I'm going to put anything out there, it has to be proper. You know, if you push me, I'll take longer. I've got Taurus moon as well, you know? So I think every star sign just needs to go with how they feel. If you're Aries, you want to do it quick, do it quick. I'm a Cancer. I do it like this. This is where I do it. Everyone has their way, you know, but I think with Cancers, they just feel everything. So it can affect them. That's why they get moody. And the mood does affect them. Like, personally, you know, when it's like waning, the moon, I feel alive.
The ebbs and flows of the moon.
You know, but when it's full, close the curtain.
I think everyone feels the effects of a full moon, though. But I think especially when it's a Scorpio full moon, it's really, that's very powerful, very powerful. So I will also say that in terms of like a career, like being a counselor, a nurse, school teacher,
interior designer,
doctor,
interior designer. Some actors are Cancers as well.
Okay, yeah, definitely. So there's because they will be able to draw on their emotions to get out the role, to get out the person that they're playing. But I find that definitely Cancer sun. But if you've got a Mars in Cancer as well, you're able to really emote. Because I know Penelope Cruz has a Mars in Cancer, and they said that's one of the reasons why she's a great actress, because she can draw upon the emotions of the character and get it out, you know. So if you've got Cancer Mars,
she's got Taurus in her chart as well, and Taurus and Cancer.
What sign is she? Is she actually Taurus?
She's Taurus, yeah. She's at 26th of April. But I think Taurus and Cancers get on anyway. They're very similar.
And as you say that, Taurus and Cancer, we're going to move on to the compatibility part of the show. Now, for those of you that are in a relationship with a Cancer, hopefully you're tuned in. And for some of you Cancerians that want to find out about the different signs who you'll be compatible with, this is the part you need to listen to. So first we're going to do a rundown of the good, the bad, and the not so good, right? So let's start off with Cancer and Aries.
Okay, so it rules, Aries can help Cancer because it rules their 10th house. Aries can help Cancer to be at the forefront of things in terms of work. You know, Cancers, but at the same time, to help them shine, you know, because sometimes when Cancers are hard worker and they shine, that's usually the Aries, or they have an Aries behind them helping them. Even though they square, it helps them, you know. So sometimes you'll see a Cancer and Aries working, you're like, how? But actually, it actually helps. But at the same time, you know, a Cancer might find Aries a little bit brash, a bit loud, you know, a bit argumentative. A lot of battle of the wills going on, you know. But they could, like I said, they can help Cancers assert themselves, you know, because, you know, fire and water, they do work, but, you know, sometimes water can distinguish fire. Aries don't like that, you know, it's like, oh, I'm distinguishing you, I'm coming up, distinguish, I'm coming up. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of that going on, but he can help, but it's still, you know, friends.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe friends, because Aries, okay, like you said, Aries can help a Cancerian to push them and goad them to be in the limelight, because Aries are very confident, they're leaders, you know, and they go after their goals and their dreams. They're very focused minded, and a Cancer will think, oh, maybe I shouldn't just hide with my with my talents. Maybe I should be more assertive. So in that respect, yeah, they can work, and then a Cancer will help an Aries to be more in touch with their emotions. Slow down. It doesn't have to be go, 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 go. How are you feeling? Let's talk about it. Aries might just want to be passionate. So if you want a passionate connection that is just maybe not long lasting, that's going to extinguish, then maybe that pairing will work. But if you want a connection whereby, like you said, maybe friends, a business partnership. Yeah. So not to say you guys can't go out of the Aries, but
you got to do your whole chart, you know. Yeah,
you got to do your whole chart.
Yeah.
But if for Sun,
maybe like boyfriend, girlfriend, but more, you know, friend. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you got,
so let's see,
go on.
Taurus and Cancer.
Okay, Taurus and Cancer. I've got here, you know, Taurus can help Cancers emote, talk, because Taurus rules their 3rd house, you know. They have great communication together, guys. They both love nice food, wine, walks, calm, you know. And natural communication with them, beautiful. Taurus they're very loyal and dependable, which Cancers love. They need someone that's stable around it. They don't like too much you know, hype behavior, you know. Cancers crave this, and they could both create nurturing, peaceful home together, and also creativity together. They can create really good something creative together as well.
I definitely agree, because I'm a Cancer moon and my son's a Taurus moon, and we just get on. Like, it's very, you know, it's just very harmonious. He's very like me. Do you know what I mean? So home life and, you know, food and stuff like that, comfortability is perfect in that pairing. And I feel also in the Sun, you are Cancer Sun and you're connecting with a Taurus, you'll just understand each other. You'll have the same goals and aspirations. Cancer's like security. Taurus is like security. Cancers will be like, okay, I'll stay at home and look after the kids. You go and make the money, or I'll do the home business. We've combined our money. So I feel like that could actually be a match made in heaven.
Definitely. I have seen some, you know, relationships and friendships with Cancer and Taurus, and in the beginning it's perfect. But after a while, for some reason, I find Cancers hurt Taurus.
Yeah.
I've seen that a lot. And obviously you got to do your whole chart. I think it is to do with the deacons. But I have seen a lot of Tauruses being extra loyal to Cancers. And Cancers just take it.
Cancers want that loyalty. And like you said, Tauruses are loyal as well.
They're very
loyal.
loyal.
And then maybe it could be a situation of taking taking something for granted, taking someone's loyalty for granted, because not being used to that level of loyalty and finally getting it. So that's something to look out for, guys, if you are in that situation.
Because sometimes I know some cancers are addicted to people that hurt them.
Okay.
You know, they're very addicted to that, and they keep going at people that keep hurting them, trying to, you know. But at the same time, when you get someone that's going to be there for you, really,
that's probably what the lesson is for them then.
You know, but they're thinking, oh, they're going to hurt me, so maybe I hurt them anyway before. Then they'll find that later on, actually, they were actually for me, but that person has gone now. They have married someone else, or they've got a new friend, and after then you can't blame them, because remember, cancer, they also deal with emotional manipulation. You cannot blame them for going off. You know, because Tauruses are very strong, but they also got very good intuition too. Even their Earth, I love Taurus. You know, but do you know what I mean? But at the same time, Taurus to see when someone's taking a mick, because sometimes Taurus also like people that bully them, and it's really mad. You know, some Taurus they loyal to people that are not loyal to them, to try and change them to be loyal. You know,
because they're so used to, as the saying goes, like treating people how you want to be treated, and they just assume that everyone's going to be as loyal as them. So then when there's a turnaround, it's like, I have to prove that this person is as loyal as me. That's probably why they stay in a situation that could be detrimental. But yeah, it's a deep thing.
My moon's Taurus, I'm Pisces. If I see anyone taking, I'm out. I'm bust out.
Yeah.
You know, even though
like that too.
I'm out.
You have to have boundaries. You have to have boundaries. And that comes with self-love as well. Obviously, when as you're younger and you get older, you start to realize, okay, I need to create boundaries here. People are crossing boundaries. I need to create my own. So that comes with, doesn't even matter what age. You can be 14 and have boundaries. You know what I mean? But I think it comes from an inner knowing of what to accept and what not to accept. So, guys, if you are in a Taurus partnership, then, you know, just be mindful. Right, that's what we're saying, and it can work. It will be a beautiful fairy tale. I'm feeling the Notebook, guys. I'm feeling the Notebook. That energy. You could have that,
aren't they?
Are they? And they didn't get on, you know. They didn't get on, but they're
probably because they saw a lot of each other inside each other. They saw a lot of it, you know. That's probably why. But yeah, that's another story. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. So that's for Scorpio season. Okay, so Cancer and Gemini.
So Gemini, it rules, you know, is it their second house? I think it's their, I think it's, no, it rules like their 12th house, sorry. So sometimes you'll find with Cancers, they're at home alone, thinking, come up with ideas. That's how they come up with the ideas, because of the Gemini influence, you know.
Gemini is ruled by communication.
Right. So that's why, one of the reasons why I think Cancers make good writers, because once they're alone, because they like to be alone, working alone, they come up with these ideas because of the Gemini, you know, writing and everything. So Cancers find Gemini very, you know, but very changeable, and they will have, there will be a time where they have to constantly steady Gemini's flickering emotions and their mind, and to calm them down. Gemini is very social. Cancers are not as social. They're very private people. Cancer can have a hard time keeping up with Gemini's mental chatter as well. It also, like I said, it rules their 12th house. So that's how Cancers come up with like a lot of these ideas and communication while they're alone, should I say. And that's one of the reasons why some Cancers, they can't really stick to that. Because 12th house is ruled by spirituality. So some Cancers, they're spiritual, but they can't really stick to it because of the Gemini influence.
Scattered.
Yeah. Okay. That actually, even me thinking it actually makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Because you might be saying, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that afterwards. The mind.
It's all too much overwhelming. Yes. And the thing is, I think with that pairing as well, a Cancer and Gemini, I'm not saying it can't work, but a Cancer likes security. They like, you know, to have that level of loyalty and knowing of home, right? And a Gemini is a social butterfly, not in a sense of like a Libra. Libras are social butterflies, but there's a level of loyalty with Libra, you know. But with the Gemini, they are social butterflies, and they're known to want to even live apart and have long distance relationships, right? Cancer may not be comfortable with that, because if they're going to be in a connection with you, they're expecting we both live underneath the same roof, unless they've got something like, you know,
some ear in their chart or something.
Ear in there, like a Venus in Gemini or a Venus or a moon in Aquarius, then it can work long distance. But if like, say, you know, they're full blown Cancer and they got like maybe a Pisces moon or Scorpio moon, you need, you know, a Gemini needs to understand that their detached ways is going to be a bit of a hindrance. And Geminis are not really, I'm not saying that not all of them are, but some of them may not tune in to why a Cancerian might be behaving the way that they're behaving. And a Cancerian needs to realize that with a Gemini, they need their own space. They cannot be smothered. They'll feel trapped, and this is going to cause friction in the relationship. So I do feel maybe a friendship may work best here, because they're just not going to understand each other. It's Quencox, isn't it? They're just not going to get each other. You know,
so next door is Quencox, next door to each other.
That just came out. I don't know. I don't feel that they're Quencox, but if I was to say, they would be Quencox. Quencox is 5 signs apart, but they're so unalike. That, it's water and air. And like, you know, Geminis are like here, there, everywhere, different social groups. Cancers like to keep the same group. So it's just a bit, I don't know. I'll say more casual friendships.
Definitely.
Relationships, maybe just dating, but nothing serious down the line, because Geminis may then start playing mind games, and the Cancerian, you know, will try and I don't feel like that pairing will work. Gemini may find Cancer too moody, too emotional. Geminis don't deal with emotions, so it's just like it's going to be too much frictions there, too much friction. Unless you're highly evolved, unless you're a highly evolved Gemini and you've worked through your issues, you've transformed and you've got some sort of water in your chart or some sort of fire, then it could work. And vice versa for the Cancer, depending on the personality and the chart. Okay.
Speaking
Not
of
bashing
water,
you guys, but
speaking of water, Cancer and Cancer.
Ooh, a match made in heaven or hell. What would you say, Nikki-K?
You know, they can make a good home together. You know, because they understand each other very well. They can like snuggle up, and because they both rule each other's first house.
Cozy.
Very cozy. You know, go for like long walks, and you know, they just understand each other's moods, and they can empathize with each other. But the battle of wills can happen. The first house ruled by Aries, you know, lots of, you know, I'm doing this, but I want you to do this. There's a lot of battle of wills, but at the same time, they can work. Obviously, depending on the chart as well. But these things, it could work. I've seen some couples that are both Cancers, and it has worked. But it's just you just have to balance who's a leader and who's not a server, but just have that balance, because you're both leaders in a relationship, basically.
I think, it will be very positive. Yeah, like you said, there has to be a balance, because they don't want to end up smothering each other, you know. But in terms of like children and, you know, the like you said, like, you know, cooking and taking care of the home, then there'll be, you know, that might be a match made in heaven, you know.
Harmonious.
Yeah, very beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so Cancer and Leo.
All right, Cancer and Leo. You know, Leo's rules their second house. So sometimes you'll find with Cancers, when it comes to like their money, that's why Cancers are very some of them, they hold on very tight to their money. Especially if they're in, that's the Leo influence. So they're very controlling when it comes to money, but they do spend lavishly. And that's what Leos can actually help them do. Like, just don't hold on too much. Let's spend. Let's have some fun. So Leos can help them have fun, especially when it comes to money. That's what, you know. But Leos, they like to be center of attention a lot. You know, they like their eyes on them. And Cancers, you know, not to say that they don't, because some Cancers are very vain. But Cancers, they like a bit of peace. They don't want a crowd all the time. They don't want that, you know, the adoration all that time. Like I said, it rules their money, but so Leos can help them on the terms of money and have fun. They can have lots of fun together, but just, you know, but Cancers shouldn't try to drown Leo's shine. Like, Leo want to go out and have fun. No, let's stay home. You know, don't try to drown out their shine, type of thing. I would say like lovers, but then, you know, friends. I wouldn't say it would be a bad relationship, but I just think that there's a lot of power play going on, because Leos are very stubborn.
Respecting one another's boundaries as well. Because like you said, with a Leo, there might be, you know, showbiz all the time, and a Cancerian might just want to chill. So Leo be like, let's go on the red carpet. We go with the, come on, like, no, I want to stay at home and make lasagna. So it's going to be like understanding each other. But in terms of like honing into a Leo's real true emotions, a Cancer will be able to penetrate on that and to allow a Cancer to come out of their shell. You know, the Cancers can be quite shy. A Leo can pull that out of a Cancer, like, come on, like, stop being so reserved.
Help them to have fun, you know. Help them to have fun.
So it's an equal balance. They will learn from each other. So I feel like, yeah, maybe if the male's a Leo and the female's a Cancer, it might work.
I think
you know,
so.
Because Leo's a very masculine sign anyway. So they will be the can-do individual, and they might be comfortable with, because Leos, they like that home life as well, but they may not want to be in that home life, especially if they're the male. The male Leo, I feel, will want to have that wife at home while they go out and work. So they will be happy that the Cancer female, whether it's same-sex relationship, whatever the case may be, whoever's the masculine in that dynamic, they will want their Cancerian counterpart to be at home rearing the kids while they go out, be in the limelight, this, that, and the other, but I'm coming home back to my queen or my king, you know, so it can work. But I feel more so if it's like a more dominant energy, that's the Leo. That's what I feel.
Definitely. The man and the woman's a Cancer.
Yeah, so Cancer and Virgo.
This is a good pairing because, you know, this is a good pairing. You know, they can bring out great friendship with each other. You know, very great friendship with each other. Virgo can help Cancer to be healthy. You know, also, you know, balance, because, you know, when some Cancers, they emotionally eat. So Virgos can, you know, Virgos, they like questions, they like details. So they might ask them, so why do you think you're eating like that? Why do you do that? So it can just help Cancer bring out why they're eating the way they're eating. You know, could also help Cancer go on like that fitness regime, you know. Sorry
so
about
mind,
that, guys.
body, and soul
I did say that Taurus rules Cancer's third house, actually rules their fifth house. Sorry about that. But yeah, so it just helps them. Virgo's rules Cancer's fifth house, so it could just help them a bit more, you know, just, you know, cook like, okay, you like junk food, okay, we can make this food, but it'll be the healthier version. You know, we can, instead of going to McDonald's, we can like make our own chips with potatoes, and, you know, with the, you know, the mince, we can make, you know, burgers with that and have salad on the side. So it could just help Cancer just be more in tune with their body by eating right and getting them into a nice regimen as well. They also, in terms, they can make really good business with each other as well. You know, a really good business partnership. Virgo can bring details to Cancer's nurturing and generous ways and their creativity, I would say. And that relationship is very peaceful, because Virgo, they also like peace too. So
and they like their own space.
they like their own space. Virgos crave space. I get it, Virgo. I get it. Hence the reason why I'm here now. But yeah, so they both like their peace. They're quite similar. But yeah, so yeah, I'll say, because how Cancer speak and communicate is very Virgo. It's very Virgo. Very detailed, very not going to say too much. I don't really trust you, I don't really know you. It's very Virgo.
Reserved. Oh,
empath, empath, put your thing up a bit. I can't see your, I can only see your eyes. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. With a Virgo and Cancer, I definitely feel like those two can work. You know, they'll be quite a private couple. You know, so
very private.
They have this scandalous love life. You will never see it. You know, because I think when I say private, that's a joke, guys. But when I say private, I feel like sacred connection. It'll be sacred. It won't be one to play with. They will respect the connection and what it entails. You know, because from a Virgo, a Cancer would learn from a Virgo how to be discerning, how to be, you know, because Virgos can be aloof, they can be detached, they can just, you know, okay, we're not getting on, you're not for me, bye. Virgos, at the end of the day, they have no qualms with being by themselves. So therefore they will have no qualms with cutting someone off. Whereas with a Cancerian, they hold on to the past. They're known to hold on to sentiment. Virgo can teach Cancer when to let go. right? So that's another factor. They can help each other. A Cancerian can help Virgo to emote. You need to open up. Everything is not just fine. Because Virgos always like to act like everything is fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Do you know what I mean? But you, with a Cancerian, they can open a Virgo up. And maybe a Virgo may feel comfortable only with a Cancer to open up emotionally.
Because they're very good.
It's beautiful.
It's a third and ninth house thing. Do you know what I mean? It's a third and ninth house thing. So Virgos learn from Cancer, higher learning how to be emotional, because they are very sensitive anyway, but they can learn. But Cancers, they can know how to, you know, communicate from the Virgo. Because Cancers, sometimes they cut people off, and that's very Virgo. So whoever rules your third house is because you got it from them. So if Pisces, for instance, cut people off or just don't, that's the Taurus thing. Do you know what I mean? So whoever rules your third house,
Tauruses generally tend to hold on to things.
They do, but at the same time, once they make their decision, that's it.
Yeah.
They go home and they think about it and they think, okay, this is it. And they won't tell the person, they'll just go. I think with fixed signs as well, they once they made their decision, they will never go back. And I feel like with mutables, there's a tendency for them to go back. And I think
they're mutable. They're mutable.
And I think what helps mutable, because all mutables' third house is the Earth sign.
Okay.
So what helps mutables to what helps water signs is Earth houses. So Earth houses rule their communication. Do you know what I mean? So with Scorpio, we're going off on one, but with Scorpio, Capricorn rules their third house. Pisces, Taurus rules ours. Cancer, Virgos. You know, so if they do go quiet, that's the Earth house influence. With fire signs, ear rules your communication.
They're very detached, so they can detach. Yeah, it makes it all ties in.
We will be talking about this.
Yeah, but it's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah. So
Cancer and Libra.
This is a nice period. Libra love Canceriana blood. Anyway, Libras, they love. I've seen a lot of Librans going hard for Cancer. If they're not going hard for a Pisces, they're going extra hard for Cancer, because it does square. You know, it does square, but you know, Cancer's rules. You know, the reason why Cancers can make a home and be as peaceful as they can is because of Libra influence. Libra rules their fourth house. So when Cancers can make their home nice, that's due to Libra. Librans, they are
very refined and beautiful, elegant.
Very elegant, very classy people, Librans. You know, they can blend very well together with with only this ear sign, I would say. They're both peaceful signs. They make great hosts. They love beautiful things. They can make beautiful things together. Cancers can learn balance from Libra, not being too much, you know. Balance their emotions as well, because Librans are very peaceful people. They don't want no drama.
They are peaceful people.
Very peaceful, you know. And you know, Libras can help them, you know, just balance, you know, just talk. So being moody, and just help them balance, you know, emotionally, mentally, and physically, especially at home. When Libra come home, they don't want no drama.
You know, what a peaceful environment. And Cancers can create that. Cancers can create that for them.
That's why I think that Librans are the perfect ones out of all the ear signs for them.
I think so. That's a beautiful pairing.
Because Librans are very good listeners. They're very good listeners. They are good listeners,
and they're good friends as well. But the only downside I will say is that a Cancerian may find, you know, that Libra's attention might not just fully be on them all the time, because Libras are very sought after. They're very popular. They're very attractive. So if a Cancer, I feel like if a Cancerian is a highly evolved Cancerian, then they'll be able to tune in and think, you know what, just because they are talking to that person and that person, they're going to come back home to me anyway. They have to be okay with knowing that Libras are popular. That's the way it is. They are popular. They're very well liked.
Communicators, aren't they?
They're communicators. They're social butterflies. They're well liked. They generate a lot of friends. It's a well-known fact.
They do.
When I think about that, look at people like Usher. You know, these people been around. He's been around since he was 11. You know, Usher's 41 now. You know, Neo, Bruno Mars, he's a Libra with a Leo moon. Like, these people are very
Oh.
likable. Yeah, he's very powerful. Libra with Leo moon. But these people are very powerful. Even Christina Milian, Maya, Ashanti, these people are still doing their, you know, they're still doing their thing because Libras are likable. Tony Braxton, you know, people are drawn to them. So a Cancerian will like the fact that their Libra is very attractive and sought after. And if they're, like I said, if they're highly evolved, they'll still, you know, they're coming home to me anyway, so I don't care. But if they're insecure, then it can be a bit of a problem. That's the only thing. You
And
know,
I think Cancers can help Libra just emote more, because Libras, they don't really deal with their feelings a lot.
No,
So
it's all
Cancers could
surface based sometimes.
very. And I like my partner, his parents, his dad's Libra and his mum's Cancer. You know.
Oh yes.
And they've been together, I don't know, since like I think nearly 30 years they're together now.
And it works, isn't it?
It does work. But I can see, you know, like when he comes home, it's home, peace, you know, foods, you know, even when it comes to cooking, no, the meat has to fall off the bone, like
the way the mom.
Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of that going on. So impact.
Can you see me? Because it's a bit frozen here. Sorry about this, guys. Having a bit of technical difficulties. I'm just going to move. Hopefully things will work out. Find my charger. The retrograde is in full on. Hey ho.